Okay, we are live. All right, so thank you all for tuning in. How is it going? I don't, we are in, this is day three of the winter solstice fast. Uh, want to see how it is going. One of the things I did want to talk about, a few things that I didn't mention. Well, I'll just tell you how it's been going for me personally. Um, the first day was a little funky. I was a little, my head was a little cloudy. My energy was a little low. But the second day today has been awesome. My energy is high. But again, one of the things that I caution, when your energy is high, you don't want to go run a marathon. You don't want to go overextend yourself. You don't even want to go to the gym and work out. This is a period of rest. And while I'm feeling good, I hope that you are all feeling good. I hope that you all are participating. For those of you that do not know what we're doing, we're doing either 14 or 21 day. If you're doing 14 days, we started on the 11th. That was day one. And we're going into the 24th. So if you want to really get the science and the whole breakdown of the winter solstice, you can check out my previous video, and I go through all of why we should fast, period, but then why we should fast at this particular time. This is, in my opinion, in my experience, the strongest time to fast. This is where I feel you will get so much more benefit. You get benefit anytime you fast, but there's going to be key period times where it's going to be way more effective, um, because we understand the period of the cycle that we're in. This is the time really to take advantage and to go into our fast, primarily because, well, two primary reasons. One, physically, for our physical health. This is a time where most people are detoxing anyway. The body naturally goes into a detox because we're hitting this pivot point with the sun. The sun is at its furthest point from us, that I'm assuming most, if not all of us, live in the northern hemisphere, or the inner circle, as I like to call it. And the sun is furthest away. So therefore, the dark energy, we have the least daytime hours. The dark, I want to specify dark, not meaning. Hold up, pause my connection. Dark, not meaning anything negative. Dark meaning, daytime versus nighttime. So with the dark energy, the lunar energy is more dominant. That's the subconscious part of our spirit and our mind. And therefore, that is the focus of this time. So all of your dreams, wishes, desires, we want to be journaling every day. You want to be meditating on every night. You want to be visual. I'm not even going. I gave up. Visualizing your objectives, your desires, your plans for 2022. This is when your psyche is ripe. It is fertile for impregnation, more so than any other time of the year. So January, if you do this in January, you're gonna miss it. So that's one reason why we do it. That's the other reason why we do it. First reason I said, this is a hibernation period, and it goes along the with the spiritual side of it as well. Okay. One of the things that I did not talk about, um, was what we call the magic mirror. So, what is the magic mirror? Well, if you're on day 2, day 3, if joining us, then you should have, you'll be feeling this film in your mouth, on your tongue. And I always ask people, is your tongue coated? Um, that the tongue is the mirror for the internal tube, and if it's coated, that's a great thing. The mucus is coming out. But the level of coat, that's what's going to tell you the level of mucus in your system. So for me, when I wake up in the morning, there's a thin coat, and like you'll feel it in your teeth and your tongue. So this is something you want to kind of monitor. Most people, if they've never fasted, especially if they're overweight and they got a lot of waste and toxins in them, their mouth and tongue is going to be coated all day long. So that's one extreme, and the other extreme is you're pretty much only going to you're going to have a light thin coat when you wake up in the morning, because your body is doing what it's supposed to do in the evening or when you sleep. So that's one of the things I wanted to really mention, to see where you're at with that, to be mindful of that, to kind of monitor it, because that's showing you, kind of taking stock where you're at. Another thing I wanted to mention, I wanted to talk about the juice that I made this evening. It was so delicious. It was something I really just created from what we had here. And I mean, I don't have I guess I could just talk it out. I don't have, if anybody's seen me make food or cook or did anything, I don't really measure. Just kind of measure with my eyes, and I know the desired taste I was going to get. So we had some tomatoes. Yes, tomatoes. Papaya. A little bit of hot pepper, some fresh greens. The greens was callaloo. That's what we have out here. But you could use kale, or you could opt to not use any greens. I mean, we had the greens, so I threw it in there. But the main thing was and then of course the base of it all was the coconut water. So coconut water, tomatoes, papaya, a little hot pepper, and like the fresh hot pepper, habanero. You can use a jalapeno, and you can really sort of season it or spice it to taste. And I wanted a nice little hit from that hot pepper, and it was perfect. I thought about doing mango, and in fact, I may do it again with mango instead of papaya, just to compare and contrast, to see which one I like better. But I really, I mean, that dinner juice really hit the spot. Oftentimes when you're doing these fasts, you're doing much, largely fruit, so I'm hitting the tarts and the sweets, and I wanted something that reminded me of savory. So that was my juice that I concocted up, like just on the spot. So I'm sharing the ingredients. Please try it. Again, tomatoes, a little hot pepper, what else? Papaya, but you can use I'm gonna try it with mango. Mango, or well, we did papaya. Yes, it was kind of like a soup. Let me put that question up. Is that more like a soup? It had a soup, it had a somewhat soup vibe, but it was a juice for sure. And then of course the coconut water. So the thing is, like with the coconut water, I basically have, if I had my container, this is my blender container, like I'm filling up, like it had like probably about half tomato, half papaya, I put a small piece of hot pepper in there, and then I filled it up with coconut water, and then blend it. And then, of course, you need a bag to strain it. Another question we got here off the gram is, how many ounces are you drinking a day? That's a good question. I'm probably drinking somewhere between, I'm probably drinking about a gallon, actually, if you count my urine. Because I know I'm doing at least a quarter of a gallon of my urine in the morning. And then I'm doing probably at least another half gallon of juice. I think I did maybe not quite a gallon, but it's a good question because you want to be drinking at least 3/4 of a gallon, 96 ounces. That's the fluid that we generally will lose. So you want to make sure you're replacing that with 96 ounces. If you're doing my fast in DC, that's what we provide, 96 ounces of juices. 16-ounce juices is 96 ounces, 3/4 of a gallon. I thought you are not supposed to mix vegetables and fruits. Um, that is, well, first of all, tomato is a fruit. And there are some improper combinations, but none of these. And greens, you can mix with anything. Greens, you can mix with anything. When we talk about improper food combinations, generally, as far as fruits, melons by themselves. Citrus. Now, citrus you can mix, but I like my citrus by themselves. So if I'm making an orange juice, tomorrow I'm going to be making, we got some grapefruits, we got some oranges, we got some limes. I like to keep my citrus with just citrus. That's just a preference. You can blend it with like a mango, do like orange mango, orange papaya, orange pineapple, but I prefer to have my citrus just with citrus. So the only thing I'll add to my citrus is coconut water. And I'll make a nice citrus juice. Um, Good question, though, or good comment. Was there another question? So I wanted to share that recipe with y'all. I'll be sharing the recipes that I'll be doing. I know we have some tamarind here, so I might be mixing that up tomorrow. And I'll give you the trick because you can buy the tamarind, and usually, more oftentimes than not, the tamarind will have the seeds. So it's like tamarind, there's a trick you gotta, in terms of using a blender. And I'll talk about that. We of course have pineapple. We got to get some more tomatoes because I used all of my tomatoes. So if you're just joining us again, the juice that I made this evening was a tomato, papaya, habanero pepper with coconut water. I put a couple of greens in there. Oh, it was bomb. It was bomb. And of course, I blend it and then of course strain it through a cheesecloth, or what I also call a nut milk bag. So that's typically how I will make most of my juices, if not all of my juices, because I'm using the coconut water as the base. Okay. What about using bell peppers? Yeah, bell peppers are awesome. Bell pepper could be great. I mean, bell pepper is a fruit. Again, tomato, bell peppers, anything that's really wet and liquid. These things are great. Um, these things are great to juice and to add to your juices. I mean, again, I said, because most times, you're going to be probably drinking mostly fruit juices or fruit-based juices. So it's good to have a little something to counteract, to complement. So I wanted a little heat I want it a little bitter. These are important tastes. I mean, there's a reason why we have these tastes. So if we're fasting, we can enjoy these in a liquid, in a water form. Juice is really the ideal. It's the ideal water. So yes, it's a way to really get your salad as a juice. And because again, coconut water is always the base. So just giving y'all some ideas. It's really just a time to really just be creative. Just try it. Just like try it, even if it is an improper combination. The fact that it's all in juice form, your body's gonna be able to handle it. And it might be something that you may have to write down and save because it's a bomb recipe. Bought tamarind pulp and cane sugar from the cane juice, not cane sugar, cane juice from the store. It's legit if it's cane juice. Um, no cane sugar. That's cooked. That's cooked cane juice. You want to get fresh cane juice. So yes, so that's like a perfect combination. The cane juice with the and this was another juice that I made earlier today. I'm trying to remember what was in this. Also, coconut water. Also, that's for the gram. Coconut water, papaya, and passion fruit. Fresh passion fruit right here. So this is be the last little juice that I have tonight. Again, overall though, I'm feeling sky high, amazing. I got an opportunity to do a clay bath. So we got some clay. You rub the clay all over, bake in the sun, wash it off. It's like the perfect thing to do while you're fasting. Do another question here. Do I think a day detox is sufficient? A day is better than no days. So is it sufficient? For most people, no. Really, if, as I said, the first 3 days. I mean, anytime when I talk to somebody about fasting, I always try to encourage them to do at least 5 days. At least 5 days. 3 days gets you into the room. It gets you into the party. It gets you into you got to get through those 3 days. The first 3 days is going to be hard. So I told people, it's like, look, it's okay if you want to do your smoothies, do it on the first, second, or third day, or all 3 days if you need to, just to get you over that hump. First 3 days are always going to be the hardest, and it gets better. It gets easier. By that fourth day, you're really feeling on cruise control. You're really feeling the fastest high. You're feeling such a freedom in a joy. The hunger goes away. Yes, the hunger goes away. And why does it go away? Your body is happy. It is so happy that it shuts off the hunger because it's being fed. See, there's reserves that our body, everything we eat, the body saves some of it. And if we don't ever use it up, it will turn against us, especially if it's toxic residue, which 99 times out of 100 it is. Even eating raw food is toxic residues. It's buildup. And we need to tap into it. We're meant to fast. So to come back to that question, is a day detox sufficient? No, it is absolutely not sufficient. We are meant to fast because what will happen eventually, if your immune system is working, it will at some point force you on a fast. It will throw some illness, some disease, some sickness, something at you to shut down your appetite and say, look, give me a break from food. Stop eating. When we're sick, we don't have an appetite. Or the universe may bring you some trauma, some moment that it makes it difficult for you to think about food, or even to have an appetite. And that is the time also to fast. So, fasting is a way of life, and it is the if you're not fasting, I don't care how you eat, you're not healthy. You're not healthy, and you're definitely, yeah, you may be breathing and living and doing what you do, but you don't know your highest level of health. You don't know what your potential is. There's no way that you can literally put food down your hardworking digestive system day in and day out. You need to honor your body, honor your system by giving it a well-deserved rest. And this being our hibernation time, this is the best time to do it. So again, family, we are in day 3 of our 14-day fast. I'm committing to definitely the 14 days, but if on the 24th, or let me say the 25th, I'm still feeling great, my appetite hasn't returned, I'm gonna probably go right into the first 21 days. 21 days. So I'm calling it a 14 to 21 day year end winter solstice fast. I'm checking in. Today I talked about the magic mirror. The magic mirror. So for those of you that are in your fast, you want to be monitoring your tongue. Most people, if you're really toxic, you got a lot of waste, you got a lot of residue built up, you're going to have a coated tongue all day long. So maybe it might be a good idea to buy one of those tongue scrapers, or just have your toothbrush with you to sort of brush your tongue. Um, at the very least, your tongue definitely should be coated, or should be have like sort of a film inside of your mouth when you wake up. But if you really got a lot of elimination, you got far to go, and you're just starting this journey, you're probably gonna have a coated tongue all day, and that's a mirror of the digestive system. So that's the mucus. That's the residue that needs to be dealt with. Because if it's not, then it's going to deal with you. So I'm really, again, family, I'm feeling high. Day 1, I was a little funky, a little low energy, but day 2 and 3 have been fantastic. No hunger pains, no real cravings. I shared my tomato papaya juice recipe. This was papaya as well, papaya passion coconut water. Delicious. So that's the rest that I'll be having tonight. Okay. So my sister in Bahamas, Seedlings Place, big shout out to them. Today I was like buzzing, highly electric. Yes, this is what it is. But I will caution you, just take it all in stride. There will be high energy days, and there will probably be low energy days. Oftentimes, if you have a really high energy day, it'll be followed by a low energy day. And what's happening with the low energy days is that your body is doing more work, but it doesn't do it all at one time. It may do it here, there. We don't know. We just trust the process. We embrace the pain. We embrace the word is lethargy. We embrace the lethargy. We embrace, if you get the headache or the nausea, probably some of the strongest reactions is vomiting, diarrhea. You especially want to embrace that, because it's like both channels are open. And it's like, I'm open the floodgates. It's coming out this way, and it's coming out on the bottom too. Like you want to embrace that. Now you're probably going to be weak, and it may be uncomfortable, but you want to embrace it. It's like your body's saying, like, look, I'm about to open up these channels, and we about to accelerate this healing. That's what's happening. That's what's happening. So yes, so just one, this is a key period. I hope that you're all, well, most of you are on the journey with us. Again, this is the time. I'm so excited. The last thing I'll say before I sign off here is that one of the things that really keeps me, because we have to tap into motivation. And the biggest motivation I know, at least for me, has been that because I know that this is the time where we are so ripe spiritually for the wish and desires and the things that we want to see happen and manifest in our life. We should understand that manifestation happens twice. It happens twice. First in the mind. We got to see it before it happens. And we always see, just like the artists, before they paint the canvas, they see it up here. And then it's manifested with the physical eye. But everything that happens in our life, we have to see it first up here. And the subconscious psyche, this is the dominant time for our subconscious spiritual mind. And fasting is a reason why in the Bible it doesn't just mention fasting, and it just doesn't mention prayer. It says fasting and praying. Fast with pray, meditation, visualization. That's the official stamp. And we're doing it at this holy time of the year. That's what keeps me going. Just on that and that alone. So really, if you're feeling really good and you want to even take it to another level, you could do at least 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days on just coconut water. This is something that I may do. Again, we want to go into it with smoothies if you need to, and get lighter because your appetite should go away. So if you want to get a little more aggressive, but you can stay at smoothies. If the smoothies will work, if you want to do juices, smoothies, and coconut water, along with urine, if you're into that, if you want to take it to that level, the smoothies will work. If you got some fruit pulp, and some of you may just have a blender, you don't have a bag or you don't have a juicer, yeah, blend up that fruit. You're going to detox. But, ultimately, we in this game for the long haul, so you want to get the proper tools. Wow, we got a dry faster in the house. Shout out to you. Second day of dry fasting. Now, again, the dry fasting is the most aggressive fasting. I normally do not recommend dry fasting. But again, the healing is going to happen faster. And the thing is, like, if I was coaching somebody on the dry fasting, I would say, okay, ease into it and ease out of it. So we got, in the beginning, juices, coconut water, smoothies. Then you cut out the smoothies and you had the juices and coconut water. Then you cut out the juices and you just have coconut water. And then if you want to go to distilled water, pure distilled water, or just go right to dry and then come back to water, coconut water, juice, smoothies, ultimately food. That's how you need to sort of come in and come out. We don't want to shock the digestive system. We want to really be gentle. This is something that is directly related to our health and vitality, and we want to honor it, and we don't want to rattle it. But shout out to you. Definitely thanks for sharing that. Yes, as you said, you're going to switch over and do juices. Awesome. So yes, it's all good. And I think I covered everything. it's one day at a time. One day at a time. Next thing you know, it would be day 12, day 13, day 14, and then next thing you know, it's like, wow, I'm still not hungry. So, family, I want to thank y'all for everything. If you're local in Washington, D.C., I have juice cleansers for sale. We deliver locally. We will ship to probably the Eastern Coast Seaboard 3 days at a time. And then also, my book. Actually, I'll share a little bit about the book that I wrote back in 2012, Paradise Health. It was a book that I felt inspired to write from a similar situation when I started my first business, the Mojo Juice Club. And we were doing a juice cleanse, a group juice cleanse, and it just reminds me of this because I feel like all of us, and I mean, we got people all over the world that's joining us, and the Mojo Juice Detox Manual I created for people to follow along, and that ultimately grew into the Paradise Health book, which you can find on Amazon. I will have physical copies. I'm sold out of physical copies right now, but the physical copies will be in by the beginning of this, by the end of this month. So if you want a copy now, I think you can get it on Kindle. You can order it through Amazon. So just want to mention that. And basically, what I talk about in the book is really what, the whole idea of, creating this way of fasting using primarily coconut water. There was very little literature at the time about coconut water, period, and especially not using coconut water as for a fast. I mean, you saw plenty of stuff about distilled water, and I was really kind of disenfranchised with the whole so-called master cleanse. Nothing against the master cleanse per se, but it is not the master. It is not the master. If it can't flush you out, because what is the master cleanse? Well, what they call the master cleanse is water, plain water, usually pipe water or some bottled spring water crap, and you have to add cayenne pepper, lemon, and maple syrup. They call that the master cleanse. That is disgraceful. Just again, people get good results because again, they stop eating their garbage and their body's going to detox. But the true master cleanse, well, there's a new sheriff for the master cleanse, and that's the urine. But the true master cleanse is the coconut water. Coconut water, you don't need any herbs, you don't need any additional stimulation to stimulate the detox. It will allow your body to detox itself on its own, including your bowels. So I wrote the book Paradise Health, and just talking about raw food. I got some recipes in there, but really it grew out of a process that reminds me of what we're doing now. So yes, our I believe sister Sunflower said, "Yeah, I'm in New Jersey. Do you ship? I have your book. It's excellent. We do ship to New Jersey. We do ship to New Jersey. So yeah, if you're anywhere New York and you're first as far south as maybe the Carolinas, we've actually shipped as far as Texas and even Florida. And actually now is a good time for us to actually ship the juices because we freeze them and it's cold. So it may take a few days, like 2 to 3 days, if you're not like in like closer, like New Jersey should probably get there the next day. New York, New Jersey, and maybe definitely Virginia, and what's below Virginia, North Carolina, places like that could usually take one day, but a little bit beyond that, it's probably gonna take 2 to 3 days. But because we freeze it and then it's cold outside, it's gonna stay frozen and stay fresh. So yes, good question. Thank you for asking. All right, family. Again, thank you for tuning in. I hope that I mean I've really been. This has been just awesome and great. Usually I'm by my lonesome doing this, so it just feels good to have folks joining me this time around, and let's do this. Let's do this together. Continue to do this together. All right, so I'm gonna sign off, and I will see y'all maybe probably in a few days. I'll share some more recipes. Any more information that comes to me, I'll write it down so I can mention it on the next video. All right, peace and love, family.